Welcome to Mastering Trackables, digital ledgers for physical entities, hosted by our strategic account team, Robert Rodabow and Evan Rings.
So introducing Trackables, digital ledgers for physical entities in your supply chain. So as you can see on the screen here, I'll let Evan do a little bit deeper definition in a moment, but you can see different examples of what we consider trackables in our system. We've been doing this for quite a while behind the scenes and now brought it into our user interface. It is being iterated on, and Evan will show that a little bit. Um, in the past, just want to note that these things have been loaded into our system via API streams or uploads to our system. Now you can actually, and Evan will show this, you can now add them manually through our user interface. Some things I'll highlight here and talk about some use cases, but you can see tools, packages, which is an early trackable that we had in our system where you think of it very similar to you're getting a package delivered to your home or business and you're tracking it on that route where the statuses are dynamically changing around along the delivery. Consumables, we will talk about shortly. Ballots, we were involved in the Orange County, California primary and tracking ballots in a similar method to packages. We're actually seeing the ballot dropped at the ballot box and tracking it all the way until the vote was counted. And so users there could track their ballot from their hand until the vote was counted, which was a really cool thing to be a part of. Kits, an example of this, we have a customer that is building out a packing list that is being delivered to a job site full of an array of materials that need to be tracked and scanned as they're being put into the trailer out for delivery. And they can actually create a PDF and see what they're scanning into that packing list in real time, adjust quantities if they need to, things of that nature. And then I'll dive a little bit more into some more of these use cases as we go. Evan, I was going to give it back to you for a second to read that longer definition of trackables.
Sure. Trackables in our system are going to be those digital ledgers for the physical entities in your supply chain. So they're mapped to the real tools, consumables, materials, and parts that are going to be critical to your day to day operations. They can be organized into kits, packages, or even orders, and they can be synchronized across systems. They can be replenished, delivered, restocked, actively checked out, or passively transferred.
Thanks. Appreciate that. And so I'll go into some examples here. This is more of a package pickup, and we have real world examples with customers today where we're doing will call pickups at sites or delivery to an unattended pickup location or a job site. You may want to track it from the warehouse, and so you can see status changes such as picked, ready for pickup, if the item's been picked up and collected. And this helps everyone in the organization know that the item has been collected or that it's waiting for pickup, different statuses. And so you can do this without having to monitor or audit these things manually. Dive into specimen collection, some important information there. And so this, to paint the use case, we have a number of customers in this area. Laboratories, anyone that's had a specimen collection at a clinic, the specimen is collected by a laboratory that sends a courier to collect that, send it back to the lab for analysis. And so we can actually, by having our devices on the boxes, track not only the access and know when things are going in the box and when they're collected, but we can track the specimens within the box and do real-time auditing on what's going in, what's coming out, which can save a lot of headaches. Another popular use case is just consumable items that need to be replenished. And so by managing max and min levels or integrations where we're actually sending this data for auto replenishment when it's pulled out, users can go in with their badge and scan out different SKUs and items, different quantities, and actually trigger auto replenishments on job sites where maybe there aren't mobile devices or other connected devices, computers and things to do. And so you're in the middle of doing a million things on the job site. And so it's one less thing to worry about to have to go back and reorder or communicate that you need to reorder something and replenish it. Nothing worse than losing time because an item is out of stock. And then last, before I give it back to Evan, I'll just talk about tools. And this is a popular one for tracking on job sites. A couple interesting use cases we've developed recently being just checking in and out of tools on a job site via scanning the barcode on the items. And so we can actually create reports today that say, Robert checked this tool out at X o'clock, and by 5 p.m. we can know if Robert or any of the other team members have anything still outstanding for the day. So we can see who's checked it out. We can see the history of who checked it out, when they checked it out. If an item is out for service or needs any work or calibration of any kind, that can be a status as well, and can be added to the trackable. So that's a few examples. I'm going to let Evan dive in a little bit deeper into the system and how that works today.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to be back in this our control platform, and you'll see I am now on the Trackables tab. So if you've been in our platform previously, you may have seen or even utilized the Packages tab. And it has most recently been updated to those trackables. So we've had many requests from customers to expand this to track all those things that Robert had just gone through. So this is the first iteration of our trackables feature, with a lot more to come. But I kind of want to highlight what's changed and what you could see versus now. So previously, you could add packages into the system, like you see here, this 1Z package. You can see the status as delivered. When you click into that package, you can see some more details. You can scroll down and see all the activity of that package since it was uploaded into our system. The cool thing is now you can upload a multitude of trackables, not just packages. So when you click into Add Trackable, you'll see a type here, and all of those different types are listed to be added. And then down the line, you'll be able to choose the different statuses for those trackable items, such as checked in, checked out. For a specimen, it might be ready for pickup or out for delivery, things like that. So we also love to hear from our customers directly. If you have ideas of what you would like to see in this area, we would love the feedback there as well. But currently, we can show all of the statuses through a report on the back end, and we'll be pulling that into the UI here very soon for you to be able to update that information. You can also choose a specific location that trackable is attached to. And then you can add that tracking number, or it may be a serial number or a scan code in this area as well. But that's going to be the barcode string that you might specifically scan. And you'll also be able to see that specific activity like you did for a package, but you'll be able to see the activity of those different trackables, which can be really helpful. And I think Robert hit this as well, but although you can go in and add these here now, we can also do it via the API or different ways if you already have a list of those tools or consumables or materials that you need uploaded into the system. I'm going to stop sharing here. Hand it back to Robert.
Thanks, Evan. This seems like the place where I always remember one thing I didn't hit on, and so I'll bring that up now. And just one other use case, thinking through that, and your point there at the end brought it to my attention. But just inventory management and knowing what the items are, and so we're doing a lot of that through integrations where feeding through the API a table of trackables to our system that we recognize when we're scanning them, and then sending that detail. We're actually doing the validation to send it back to the system if there's been a decrement of the inventory of any kind, any quantity. But that is another way that we're using the trackables through an API and loading a large array of data into our system to manage and validate. I think that's about it.
For more information about this and other features, please visit boxlock.io. And then also join us on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for the weekly transfer, a standing demo for customers, users, and prospective customers to learn more how to get the most out of the Boxlock supply chain access control platform.